What's good, y'all, man? So good morning. So look, I couldn't react to this game last night because I didn't get home until like 3:15 in the morning, man. This was wild. Like it was hard to even get out of the stadium. It was so much traffic, man. I didn't expect that much, but nonetheless, man, I'm here to do the instant reaction vid. I have my key takeaways in the article for SI coming out here pretty soon. But I just want to react to this game, man. My bad. Yeah, this was a barn burner, man. A game I thought Georgia Tech thoroughly controlled through 4 quarters. I don't know what happened to the defense, and that's one of my key takeaways is the fourth quarter defense. And we'll go ahead and start there. It's just the last 2 games has not been good. They let up like 150 plus rushing yards last game against NC State, and the woes continued again. For the most part, I thought the defense held up their end of the bargain. They was holding Georgia 6 points. You know what I'm saying? Nearly a first half a shutout. Like they did what they were supposed to do. But second half, fourth quarter, man, they struggled. And that 10-minute drive by the offense was key. After they scored, like the offense went down and took 10 minutes off the clock. Now, it would have been better if they got a touchdown out of it, but they still put it in 2-possession game. Your defense got to step up there. You know what I'm saying? So I thought the defense hurt them in some ways in that one, just as far as not being able to get the stops. But I do want to give a shout out to some of the guys on the defense. All right, so starting with defense, I want to give a shout out to Clayton Powell-Lee. I thought he played a phenomenal game. Yet again, man, 5 tackles, 4 solos. He had a sack and a TFL. He was all over the field. I thought he did what he was supposed to do for the most part of the night. I also want to shout out Mari Harvey, 4 tackles in the game, 3 solos. He had a couple critical PBUs in overtime in the game, and it was all over the field, man. I thought he played some really great coverage, and he's coming into his own, man. So he was also phenomenal. Amar Daniels, he was also pretty good. I just thought some of those missed tackles, man, in space hurt them a little bit when they were trying to kind of calm down Georgia's momentum, man. So got to be better there. But those 3 definitely ones I want to kind of shout out for their night. Jordan Vandenberg's another one. He's the last one. 4 tackles on the night. He was just living in the backfield, making some big plays there late in the game. So I want to give him a shout out too. I thought they played well. But overall, man, defense got to figure it out. But I think they're going to be fine. They got this bowl game they're going to get ready for. But what Coach Peoples and Santucci is doing first half against Georgia, hey, that was good. And I say what you want. Now, Georgia had some drop balls and offense was struggling. Carson Beck didn't look too good. But I'll tell you what, man, they had a good game plan. It's just executing it down the stretch and continuing to get those stops. Because I didn't understand it. Like, for the most part, when we look at the time of possession, Georgia Tech dominated. So they weren't on the field a lot. Like, they was controlling the clock, controlling the game, running the ball. So that part, I really think, like, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have to figure it out. But they got some talent coming in, some Tay Harris, some Christian Garrett, Jaden Barr, you know what I'm saying, Andre Fuller. They got some guys, and they're going to hit the portal too. And I think they not that far off as far as defensively. Now, man, I want to give a shout out to the head coach, Coach King, man, or Coach Key, excuse me. Outstanding performance, man. I know he said this is the most heartbreaking loss of his career, player or coach, but he got this program in the right direction for Georgia Tech, man. That's everything you want to see. They laid it out on the line. No, did they finish? No, are there no moral victories? As in his words, no. But that's what you want to see from your team. Like I said, y'all, and I'm not playing around. Georgia Tech is that close. They're not that far off, man. So, like I said, buy your stock now, man. All they need is a couple game changers, and they is there, man. So, shout out to Coach Key for having that group ready to go, dominating Georgia through 3 quarters of that game, man. Time of possession, yardage, first downs, first half, 15-7, rushing yards. They had like over 150 plus. Like, they dominated this game and just getting those key stops late. All right, now let's talk about Haynes King, man. And I really want to give him his praise, man. Absolute warrior type of performance. Put it all out on the line for his team, I thought. I just wanted them to go to a different play call in the second half. You could tell he felt, a little bit beat up. They was leaning on him pretty heavy, man, but he delivered, man. 303 passing yards, only 10 incompletions, 2 passing touchdowns, and 3 rushing touchdowns on the ground, over 110 yards, man. Absolute baller. Nearly 400 yards of offense and 5 touchdowns. He did what he was supposed to do. Turn over the ball late, and as he said in the press conference, man, that's on me. I got to do a better job. And some people are calling that should have been a targeting foul as well. I'm gonna leave that to y'all aficionados and things like that, because I don't know now with targeting. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, you get different variations of the call. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. So I'm gonna leave that to the official aficionados, because I'm not even gonna comment. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, man, a really good game from Haynes King. Absolutely ball. Like I said, that late turnover. But look, man, he did what he was supposed to do in this game. Left on the line. And like I said, if y'all don't think he's one of the best ACC quarterbacks in the country, I don't know why we're even talking football. Like, he was that good. He's been that good this year. He just has been hurt, and he's battled through that AC shoulder joint sprain. And I think Georgia, like, really thought, like, okay, they're going to run the same system, two quarterbacks. He's going to run the ball. We're going to shut that down. And he surprised them there with his throwing ability. And he absolutely lit up that defense. Say what you want. I know they stopped late. We'll talk about that. But they got lit up. And as I said, this is just basically looking at it. And as I said, 563 total yards. So y'all tell me, like, the numbers, the stats don't lie. 303 passing yards. They had 260 on the ground. And I think that might be their second loss when they rushed for over 200 yards in the game. Like I said, when Georgia Tech is getting these type of numbers, they're virtually unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. That's how good they are when they don't do that. But again, a turnover battle 1-1. But look at this. That's why I understand. Like, I made the tweet on X. Like, they was like, oh, do you think Georgia Tech's gas, defense gas? How could they be gas? Look at this time of possession. They dominated 37 minutes to 22:49. He dominated time of possession. At one point, it was 29-13. You know what I'm saying? So that part I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? I thought they dominated time of possession. They was milking the clock. 10-minute drive on one of them. I thought, there, okay, cool. They got this game in the hand. But Georgia striked quick. And that's the thing with the defense real quick before we go to the offense. They need game changers. They need guys that can go in a game record. Now, Romello Height's been that the last few weeks. Couldn't quite do it in this one, but game records like Romello Height, they need guys on the back end that's game changers. And I like everybody. I like Caden Powell. He's one of my favorite players. And I like what they do there, but they need guys that can go get a turnover, big hit. Like, that's what you were seeing from Georgia. And we about to talk about them in a second. Georgia was making them game-changing type plays in order to stay in. Now, Mario Harvey did his thing too, but they need more of that. Now on to the receivers and offense real quick. I thought a really good game for Eric Singleton Jr. I don't know why they did 4th and 1 on that one. That made no sense. I thought he got the first down. I thought that changed the play as well as what they would call there. But I thought he had a good game. 8 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. He absolutely balled out. Chase Lane, I know the senior, he had a pretty good game as well. Jackson Halls was doing his thing in the blocking game and receiving. It was a pretty good game. And shout out to Isaiah Kenyon, true freshman, being able to get his longest catch of his career so far, man. A great game, I thought, overall from the receiving core and the playmaker. All right, man, on to Georgia. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all got problems. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I took y'all to win this game, but y'all got issues. Now, the stats ain't going to show that with these 297 yards and 5 touchdowns, but how much he was dirting that football, man, yo, if you a Georgia fan, I would be concerned. I wouldn't even write home or tell nobody about this win. Like, that's how ugly it was, man. Nonetheless, a win is a win, but you only had 108 yards on the ground. You know what I'm saying? I did not understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got shut down. Like, so credit to Georgia Tech. Like, Dwight felt like they limited this ground game for Georgia, and they got beat basically during the passing game, man. Cash Jones, I thought, did a good job in this one too, especially in overtime, leaning on him. You know what I'm saying? He had a pretty good game. Dominic Lovett came up huge in the overtime, had 2 overtime catches. Arian Smith, man, number 11, yo, he got to figure it out, man. He was not good in this game. Too many drops, humbly, man. And that's why they went and got C.J. Wiley. You cannot have that, bro. So they got to figure that part out. I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback next year because Beck is likely, probably like 100% chance leaving. But, man, offensive performance, yo, struggled. You know what I'm saying? Was able to get it together. But it did not look good, boy. Now, defensively, man, game balls for Georgia. Smile Munden, my lord, he was all over the field. 13 tackles, a sack, tackle for loss, 5 solos. Yo, he's the real deal. Should be an NFL linebacker. C.J. Allen was another one, just disrupting and affecting the game. 2 pass deflections, 10 tackles, 1 TFL. Like, that's what I mean, game changers. That's what Georgia got. Smile Munden, C.J. Allen, you know what I'm saying? Malachi Starks all over the field, 10 tackles in this one, a pass deflection. He was electric. Jalen Walker's another one, 6 tackles in this one, 4 solos. And then Dane Jackson, yo, just coming up with the big plays, the sack and overtime on Haynes King, the momentum shifting fumble, which I know some people are talking about that targeting call that should have been. Again, I leave that to y'all. But he made the plays when they needed it the most. And that's what I mean by game changes for Georgia Tech. They got them same type of players, they win this game. You know what I'm saying? It's no disrespect. But shout out to them for making the changes. But defense got problems. You know what I'm saying? If you can't stop the run, which they have in the last few weeks, and you struggle against the pass, you're going to be beat. You know what I'm saying? That's just humbly what's going to happen. You're going to be beat. But credit to Kirby Smart and the staff, Beck for, you know, making the winning plays late. You know what I'm saying? Nate Frazier running in the touchdown to end the game. You got to give them credit, man. But like I said, my biggest takeaway, Georgia Tech ain't playing around. They right on the cusp. You know what I'm saying? You play with it if you want to. Tech going to be an elite team next year. Mark my words. Bookmark this last part. they're gonna be elite next year.